No. Good Monday morning, and thank you for joining us on KSAT News Now, our bite-sized digital newscast and podcast, streaming Monday through Friday at 11.
I was hearing an echo.
Ah, you fixing it?
I got it fixed though.
Oh, well, good.
I don't know. Was it you?
Probably.
You know, you're just so out there.
Oh, I'm just trying to wake everyone up for Monday.
Well, it's a Monday, and it's like not a very good Monday if you're a Cowboy fan, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So it was brutal yesterday. I don't know what they were doing, but anyway. So everybody's back at their work, back at the office, and they got us tuned in on whatever social media avenue they watch us on.
Yeah.
How are we going out? We can go out like 9 different ways, right?
And we can go out on YouTube. We can go out on KSAT Plus.
KSAT Plus.
You can watch on KSAT.com.
KSAT.com.
And then, of course, if you're not watching right now, you can always go back and listen to the podcast. Do you like podcasts?
Multiple. I don't listen to a whole lot of podcasts.
No?
Some of them I should listen to. I wish I did more.
Yeah?
But you got to go like find them.
Yeah, you do. Well,
And
but
I'm
then
not-
once the algorithm picks up what you like, it starts to suggest
So
them
just
for you.
bring them to you?
Yeah.
See, that's what I need, somebody just like, here's what you want.
Yeah. Well, now I'm curious. So, okay, look, you're in the car.
Okay.
What are you listening to?
I'm listening to news,
Okay.
one local station, a couple of national stations. I'm listening to some sports station. I'm listening to a couple of country stations on Sirius.
Okay.
And a like top 40 station on Sirius, like the Pulse or something it's called.
Okay.
And then I'll go back and I'll find, I listen to lots of, and then I listen to a station on Sirius. It's the vinyl station. They play like cuts from albums, like Foghat and those, like,
You
The
lost
Who,
me.
and places
Okay,
like
The Who, yes.
old albums.
Well,
which is
okay,
really
so
interesting.
Sirius is what you're tuning into.
Yes,
So
most of the
no
time.
radio, no podcast.
A couple local stations, but
Yeah.
not many. Mostly Sirius.
They loop the music
And
too
no
much now.
podcasts.
Like, I want new stuff, but not just, I like it a good mix, and the radio doesn't do too
Are there
good.
podcasts on Sirius?
I don't know.
I have to find out.
We'll find out. You let us know once you find out.
I'll look into that. I don't know.
Well, we do have a lot to get into, though, right?
Do we?
We do.
Do we?
We do.
Should we get started?
If
Or you just want
want.
to sit here and talk?
We
chat?
can just chat about
just chat.
just chat about whatnot, about lashes and all of that stuff.
Oh, you see, you brought that up. I did not. You
I know.
told me not to bring it
I threw
up.
myself under the bus.
You brought it up, so I'm not. You tell them what you're talking about, because I'm not going to do it.
Nope, we're just going to move right along past
No.
that. Pretend I
What were
didn't
we talking?
mention it.
No, you got to tell them now.
I was fixing my lash before the
Did
show.
you get it
and
fixed?
I fixed it,
So?
and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You don't need to know." But okay, so this is
That
going to
like
be a
involves
special
glue?
lash glue. Yeah.
Lash? Really?
You want me to put some on you?
No, thank you. It'll be a mess before it's all over. So those things, they're, really? You admitted that?
They're mine.
They're your lashes?
Yeah. They're
Like-
my lashes.
like real lashes?
They don't care about this. Come on.
They might.
Come on.
All right, so where are we going to start?
We're going to talk a little bit about last night's Cowboys game, like you mentioned. You're going to be doing some stick figure
yeah.
sports.
Ooh,
And then we also
just
have a
got going.
controversial tweet from Governor Greg Abbott regarding the game.
Yeah, that was kind of out of the blue. Didn't quite get that. We're also talking about eggs.
Eggs,
And we're talking about the increase in eggs being smuggled across the U.S.-Mexico border and what people are trying to bring with that. And, you know, you can get in some serious trouble
You can.
bringing
yeah.
eggs across the border.
It
may
seems
not
like
know
you
that.
wouldn't, but you can.
Oh, yeah.
But
Cost you a
first-
buck or two.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, don't do it.
No.
But we do want to just get right to the big story that everybody's talking about nationally. As Asian Americans across the nation celebrated the Lunar New Year, people are in mourning following the mass shooting during a Lunar New Year event in Monterey Park, California.
10 people were killed at a dance studio on Saturday night, most of the victims in their 60s and 70s. Then the suspected shooter also dead now. Investigators say that he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound following a standoff with police in Torrance, California. They still don't know a motive.
We do know that at one point the suspect was a regular at the studio. He is identified as 72-year-old Hu Can Tran.
Investigators say that after the shooting in the Monterey Park, he went north, not far from where the first shooting took place, and actually went into another dance studio where he was confronted and then disarmed by a group of people who then were able to call police.
Yes, so some of those people who disarmed him, they are being described as heroes. Now, we do know that some of the victims are already being identified, and also another 10 people were actually injured in the shooting. So a vigil for those victims, all 20, was held last night.
And we will keep you up to date online and, of course, on the air on all our newscasts on any development. I think a motive is still a question that's out there that the police are trying to figure out exactly why he did what he did. But going into a dance hall with a gun, I don't understand these people, but okay.
Yeah, and they did mention that it's not clear how many times he had been at that dance studio within the last couple of years, but at one point he was a regular there, and I think I read that he and his ex-wife had met up there before. So again, there is no specific tie to why he actually went back there, but
I did hear today that it may have something to do with the domestic violence. So that's I heard that on the radio this morning coming into work. So we'll have to see. Of course, this is very early. The preliminary investigation. You know, they're just getting started with this. And if you've been paying attention to major events that happen, especially over the last couple of years, whatever you hear in the first few minutes, in the first few hours, seems to always change hours and days later. So it's hard to really speculate on what his motive was, why he went in there and did what he did, until we let the investigation kind of unfold and find out some more details as the days go by. So hopefully we can find that out, though. It'll be interesting to see.
yeah. Well, we're gonna move on though to another story that we've been talking a lot about. This is in fact impacting a lot of people. So the price of eggs, right?
That's an excellent story.
Excellent. So the high price of eggs has apparently increased attempts to bring them over from Mexico. Customs and Border Protection says its San Diego field office has noticed an increase in the number of eggs that people are trying to smuggle in, and the number that's being intercepted at that port of entry.
Uncooked eggs prohibited from Mexico because of the risk of bird flu and other diseases, which is one of the reasons eggs are already costing more right now. So if you are one of those frequent travelers from San Antonio to Mexico and back, beware, don't bring eggs across the border.
Yeah, so if you do have them and you fail to declare them, you can end up getting penalized of up to $10,000.
Wow,
That's crazy.
repeat that.
$10,000.
For like a dozen eggs?
I mean, so what I'm reading is that repeat offenders, you know, the fine gets higher. So CBP says the increase in smuggling attempts is happening at the Tijuana-San Diego crossing and other locations along the southwest border, but travelers who have declared the eggs, they're able to abandon them, and in the cases that they've had to intercept the eggs, those travelers have faced $300 penalties to begin with.
Wow.
So, and
Still
if it's
a lot.
commercial vehicles, then, you know, the fine goes up to, that's where you get into the $1,000 and more.
And of course, we're talking about a lot of this happening in Tijuana and San Diego area, but you know if it's happening over there, we mentioned it's happening across the southern border all the way from California, and you know it's happening in Texas.
Yeah.
You know, if it hadn't yet, it's going to.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean, that just goes to show you the lengths people are trying to go to. We've talked about
Yeah.
them getting their own chickens, trying to hatch from their own hens. I'm just full of tongue twisters this morning.
It's all right.
And then now people trying to bring them in from Mexico, so.
Yeah, and they got to destroy the eggs.
They got to destroy them because
So that's terrible.
the issue here is that the bird flu wiped out a lot of the egg producing chickens here in the U.S.
Right.
So if you're bringing them in from Mexico and they happen to, you know, be contaminated or those have the bird flu, you know, we don't want those over here.
No.
We don't want to wipe out anymore and make the price higher. So yeah, they have
Yeah.
to get rid of them, and hopefully they're not eating them down
As
there
if
either.
Eggs aren't priced high enough as it is. All right, so Cowboys lose yesterday, and there's controversy surrounding the entire day, people watching the game, and here it is. I swear I could kick as good as the Cowboys kicker. Back that up a little bit. Where's the problem? Who's running the prompter? Back that up. Let's get this right. I swear I can kick as good as the Dallas Cowboys kicker. That was a tweet from Texas Governor Greg Abbott. And from all indications, it is from his personal account. We've checked more than once.
Yes, so he tweeted that message right after Cowboys kicker Brett Maher had an extra point attempt blocked by the 49ers yesterday. And remember, this is the same guy that missed four of those points last week against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, so as you can imagine, the response was quick and all over the place. Sounds like he was just trying to be funny. Some took it as being funny. We don't usually agree with our governor, but tonight we do. The Libertarian Party of El Paso County, Texas posted another response. Nice, you're my hero, sir. And tweet of the day. And this is your mayor speaking. No more kicking, Cowboy Nation. That was from the mayor of Dallas. Eric Johnson actually tweeted out telling the Cowboys to quit kicking.
Goodness. And then, of course, there are those who didn't see the humor in it. Some people saying, I don't think I've ever seen a politician slam his own state's team while a playoff game is still going on. Of course, Abbott is an unprecedented jerk. That's not for me. So maybe it's good politics, one person tweeted. Others said, you can't even kick on the light switch for us in the winter. And I swear the Dallas Cowboys kicker would not dump underdressed families in sub-freezing weather without resources.
So they definitely went after him.
Yeah, people were if you
upset,
just click on his post and read through those comments, man, there's a lot of mixed reaction, but a lot of people are really upset about this.
Yeah, they said it was pretty nasty and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. I have no idea why he did it. I assume it was because he thought it was being funny, but like I said, a lot of people didn't take it that way.
Well,
that was his intention.
Yeah, and I was like, where's the PR team in this, right? Where they're like, don't post it, don't do it.
Well, that was his own personal one, though.
I know.
So apparently he just did that on his own, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that brings us right to dun 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 dun.
Here we go.
Stick
All
figure
right.
sports.
All right. So stick figure sports. So yesterday I just dumped it. The Cowboys taking on the San Francisco 49ers, Dak Prescott, and I'm just going to draw one thing. I'm just going to draw. This is the only stick figure I'm going to draw. Okay, there's the face mask right there, coming down there, and here's the helmet. Goes up like this, and there's a little face mask sticking right there.
What an
and all
artist.
you see is his eye right here, and this is a little tear coming down the eye. There's the star. What do you think, Justin?
Are you doing a good job?
I don't know.
I'm confused.
And there it is. Just that's all you see is in the face is his eye, and he's crying. Is that a star? That's a star.
It's a star. He's crying
19
and
to 12 is a fun. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to do.
I know what to do. You
what
just
can
go
you do?
like this. Look, let me show you.
Okay, show me that. You gonna put eye?
There we go. A little lash on there.
Lashes.
Oh no.
Did you glue them on there?
Yeah, there's some glue on there.
Glue on there? That's all I got. I don't know.
I didn't watch last night, but this is all I need to know. I mean, I did some Googling. But
Dak is now I think he's 2-4 in the playoffs. He's making $40 million a year, and he's 2-4 in the playoffs. Brock Purdy, who they played against, is now 2-0 in the playoffs. And you know how much money Brock Purdy makes? $700,000. Dak Prescott's making $40 million. Brock Purdy's making $700,000, and Brock Purdy's going to the NFC Championship game. And Dak can't get there.
So I didn't watch though. They did have a backup kicker that they put in line this time, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't even.
And he didn't even get to.
Maher actually made 2 field goals.
Well, there you go.
He missed that first extra point.
Yeah.
And then he made 2 field goals down the road. That's what gave him the 12, because they had the touchdown and then he missed the extra point and then he kicked 2 field goals. But Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions.
Well, you should have drawn more, but this is all we need.
I'm upset.
It's over. It's done.
It's done.
It's done. Don't talk about it.
Not till next season.
Because it's like, I go back to the Roger Staubach days, and I was saying this morning. Did you know? You probably don't. Well, you probably don't know. You're too young to know. You may know. The Cowboys actually played in the original Cotton Bowl Stadium.
Okay.
You ever heard of? You know where Texas OU played
Texas
for a
State
while?
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, Cowboys used to play there.
Yeah.
Before they moved to Texas Stadium.
Yeah. Long time ago.
And that's when it was Don Meredith, Lance Rensel, and
Good days.
He could go on forever about all this stuff.
And then they won 2 Super Bowls with Roger Staubach, and then they won 3 with Troy Aikman, and now they haven't been there in nearly 3 decades.
Well, I'll say this:
Sad.
Dak Prescott does deserve some of the blame, but there were other issues there at play.
You try to pass this around. I get it. I understand. What? Name me one other issue.
I think the offensive play calling. There's some interesting.
Okay.
Some of the schemes.
I'll go with that.
But it is what it is. It's football.
So you did watch. That's what I was going to ask. Did you?
Did I watch?
Yeah.
In and out.
Yeah.
With kids and a dog running around as much as I possibly
That's
could.
what I said. He said, "Did you watch?" And I'm like, "I don't have time to watch a whole football game."
That was primetime bedtime for the kids.
Yeah.
I got to read books. But around that, yes.
Hopefully you read him something upbeat.
Yes. Bring the spirits. Hey, I got some good news, guys.
We need some good news after that.
That's
okay.
That's
okay
what I'm excited
I'm
about.
good. Yeah.
Everyone's good.
Okay, everyone's good.
Here's the Weather 101 question.
Okay.
When's the last time San Antonio International saw 5 inches of rain in one day?
Oh.
Was it in 2020, 2018, 2013, 2008? This is a tough call, but think about when we had that last big, just really kind of flooding rain.
I'm going to say 2020.
Okay.
I think 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
All right, David. You got it. 2018 it is. It was back on September 3rd, 2018. San Antonio recorded over 6 inches of rain at the airport.
In one day?
Seems like a distant memory, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's been so long since we've had just a good soaking rain, but I think we do have some in the forecast coming up tomorrow.
Was that wasn't the same year of the Memorial?
No, that was 2015.
It was 2015. Yeah. Man, time flies going.
Well, if you,
Yeah, it does.
Get out of here
if
fast.
you're talking about the Memorial Day flood here in San Antonio, it was 2013 when we had the flooding and almost.
I'm talking about the one.
Blanco River was
Blanco River,
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
And then that was 2018.
2018.
And we hadn't had any since.
Pretty much 2019 and from there on, the rain's kind of shut off. But I think we're going to get an opportunity to get some rain tomorrow. So we can turn the sprinklers off. The plants are already dead from the freeze or whatever, but you got to water some of that stuff.
Yours are.
Mine are for sure. Satellite picture shows we've got some clouds out west. A few clouds trying to work into San Antonio. It does look like it's going to cloud up a little bit earlier than expected. So see maybe a partly cloudy to mostly cloudy afternoon. 58 degrees Pleasanton, 54 San Antonio. Still some 40s up around Rock Springs and Junction and around San Antonio. We've got mid-50s right now. So here's the KSAT 12-hour forecast. It says mostly sunny. We're going to probably change that to partly cloudy. But 60 at 2 o'clock, 61 the high temperature, and then in the upper 50s around 6, 7 o'clock this evening. And then by tonight, really starts to cloud up. We start to add in some rain chances by midnight. So here's a look at the futurecast, and we'll time it out for you. This shows a few clouds this afternoon, yes, but cloudy, and then rain starts to develop by midnight out west, and then starts to work its way into San Antonio overnight. So by tomorrow morning, the morning commute, it's going to be wet. There could be some good downpours. We're calling for a 60% chance of rain. Keep that in mind. You're sending the kids off to school tomorrow. Rain jackets, rain boots, all that fun stuff.
Nice.
Umbrellas. And we'll see this through mid-morning. This is 9 a.m. And then by, say, Tuesday or tomorrow about midday, we'll see a line of showers and storms coming through at this point. This is where they could be a little bit strong, so we'll have to watch for that. That pushes east by 2 p.m., then it turns windy. We'll see gusts up around 35 miles per hour. So we'll have that to contend with by Tuesday afternoon. It'll be a little bit cooler probably as well. It definitely turns cooler by Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So as far as rainfall potential, I think we could see half an inch to an inch, maybe even a little bit more here in San Antonio, depending on where some of those heavier downpours set up. The bigger numbers will be off to the east, Gonzales, Hallettsville, inch to 2 inches. Severe risk, there's not a big severe risk, but I'll tell you, just with these dynamic systems, we can get some strong storms. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center has the eastern part of Texas in that risk for strong to severe storms, and especially along the Texas coast. We'll be here though, and we plan on doing an appcast on the KSAT weather app tomorrow morning as this all unfolds. So we'll be there for you if anything does go strong. 70% chance of rain coming up tomorrow. That's mainly during the morning time. And then 61 Wednesday. I'll point out that Wednesday morning we're down to 38 with gusty winds. So wind chill values will be 20s, 30s Wednesday morning.
And that's when you really feel it, yeah, when the
Yes,
wind.
exactly, the biting wind. And the rest of the week is fairly cool before we get another rain chance coming up on Saturday.
Okay, question.
Okay?
We're so dry. If it rains real hard, real fast, is that going to cause a lot of runoff because it's not going to have time to soak in?
That's a great question. And no, I think that first off, an inch of rain, we can handle that generally any time. But there will be some runoff, but I think we'll be fine. I think the bigger issue, and people forget about this, there's all that dirt and grime on the roads. And then when you first get that rain, it turns it into like a skating rink initially before you get the heavier rain just to wash everything off. So the roads tomorrow morning could be a little bit slick.
But we shouldn't see any kind of flooding or maybe some ponding here and there.
It doesn't look that way. I can't. If there's a really heavy storm and it puts down 2-3 inches in an hour somewhere, then yes, conceivably you could have some minor flooding. But right now we're not looking for a whole lot of that.
I wish we were looking for some of that, to be
Well,
honest with you.
I wish it would stick around the rain, but
So you
can't
got
get
your
what you wish for.
kids' muckalucks and galoshes ready?
Yeah. Well, only one of them goes to school. The other two are too little, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got their
we got it all ready.
rain gear ready to
Yeah.
go?
Thank you, Justin.
Justin, you got
Yeah.
your kids' rain gear ready for tomorrow then?
Yeah, of course.
He's the weather guy, I would assume he has. He probably had it ready for a week. He knows what's coming, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it's true.
All right, well, we're going to go right now before we go. Jeremy Renner, also known as Hawkeye in the Avengers, is still recovering from his terrible snow plowing accident. The Marvel superhero took to the internet thanking everyone for the get well wishes and sharing. He broke more than 30 bones during his accident.
Having spent his 52nd birthday at the hospital, he underwent 2 life-saving surgeries. The actor's injuries severe. A 911 call obtained by CNN says Renner was completely crushed under a large snowcat. The right side of his chest is collapsed.
Renner was operating the snowcat until it started to roll away. When he was out of the driver's seat, the vehicle caught him under its tracks, and you can see from that video there, he is still in recovery. 30 bones that he broke.
Ooh.
Cannot even imagine. But we definitely send him well wishes and hope he recovers and can.
Have
be
you
back
have
to
you seen a
action.
picture of the snow plow, the little tractor that he was in?
It's large and in charge. It was really
Like
big.
14,000 pounds
Yeah.
or something.
And I think he was helping some of his neighbors
Yeah,
too.
he wasn't like driving it or anything. He was
Yeah.
just trying to do something with it, and
Yeah.
and he got hung up under it. Wow, yeah, and he was helping his neighbors too. So
Yeah.
good luck to him.
Good luck. Well, thank you
Praying
so
for
much
that
for
guy.
watching,
So,
and
yep.
we will see you tomorrow. Is it you tomorrow?
Spurs play tonight.
Spurs play tonight.
Play in Portland. So
Well,
there you
big
go.
day.
We'll have that to talk about tomorrow.
Okay.
So RJ will be here. He can draw something up for you.
We'll have RJ rejoin us. Thanks for watching.